for number 5 and everything like. Or no, wait. Oh
Number 3?
no, like so it says that for number 5 it says what is the value of t. And so I was trying to, it said that I needed to use SPSS because on the thing it said that I needed to use it for 2 and 5. And I was like, well, 2, I don't understand how I'm supposed to use it because it's a yes or no question. And it's like, are you in the group meeting? And I said, yes. And so I said that you needed to use SPSS for 2 and 5 and 7. And so I was trying to use it for 5. And that's where I got so confused is because I was just like, I kept on trying to do that formula that it has in the reading for number 5 in SPSS, and it wasn't. I was just like the square root of, and it wouldn't. So I was like, well, I have to. It says that I have to use number 5. Maybe the numbers would be different. I don't know. So I was trying to get number 5 to work in SPSS, and I was like, okay, so it says x bar minus mu over s divided by the square root of n. At least I think that's what it was. That's just trying to remember what the formula was. And so I was trying to punch those numbers into SPSS, and I typed in equals the square root because that's what you do in Excel. It wasn't having it. I don't know what to do for number 5 because it says that it said that on the instructions it says you need to use SPSS in the instructions for like in the individual preparation. It says you need to use SPSS for number 2, number 5, and number 7.
Yeah, that was what was hard for me too. But Stacey, I used the formula for number 5. So let's start with number 3 and work our way down, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
What did you get?
What is that thing called? The
sigma.
The
Or the standard deviation, sigma.
sigma. The sigma is unknown. That's what I got.
I'm sorry, the last one, number 3, you assumed it was unknown, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I got too.
Me too.
I read that in the reading, so yeah, I figured that might be right.
Okay, so number 4, I got no, because is sigma no.
That's what I got too.
Okay.
Number 5, I got 1.5.
I did. So, Stacey, I used the student T distribution formula for that. I didn't use any SPSS or Excel. I don't know how you did it, Alexandra. Alex?
Yeah, Alex. I just used it by. I just did it by hand as well.
Yeah.
And you both got 1.5?
1.5.
Okay.
So, do you know where that student T distribution formula is at?
Yeah, and I actually have it memorized. It's just it was x bar minus mu over s divided by the square root of n. Well, it said that I was supposed to. That's why I didn't do that one. Is because it said that on number 5 you had to use SPSS. So I was really trying hard to make SPSS do it for me. I didn't know how, so I was like, is my number going to be different if I do it in Excel? And so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did this in Excel for number 6, and I'm interested to know what you got, Alex, in SPSS. I got 98.220 for X bar.
So Alex, how do you? So I have all the numbers punched in. How do I actually get the answers now?
So then you just follow the instructions in the text, and I believe you just go. Let me get back to it. You just go to Analyze.
Okay.
Compare means, which is the third one down.
Okay.
And go to One Sample T-Test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you click the variable that you want, but you also have to make sure to enter in the test value down there at the bottom, which is why I think not this number 5 is off, but I think the next one might be off a little bit. So the test value is the mean that you're using. So for this,
okay.
90.
And so do I just is it VAR 000001?
Yeah, that should be it.
Okay, and so I add that, and then I put in the test value as 98.6?
Yes.
Okay.
And then click OK, and it should just come up with a little table of answers there.
Okay.
And I was really close to you, Deb. I got 98.226.
Wait, where's
So X bar is mean. Remember in our reading last time?
I got 97.7700.
Think maybe one of your numbers might have been off. That's the only thing I can think.
98, 99.6, 97.8, 97.6, 98.7, 98.4. Where am I? Oh, maybe that was what it was. Okay, let's see. Oh, 89.4. Dyslexia. Okay, 98.4. Oops. Okay, 98.4, 98.9, 97.1. Okay, I think that's it though. So let's see if that made it any different. So I got 97.770, so I don't know.
So level?
Uh-huh.
And what did you put in for that?
Wait, for what?
On your confidence level.
Oh, I didn't plug anything in. Was I supposed to? I have a negative 1.8478, but I didn't actually put anything in. So that would be,
So here to correct your confidence level, which I didn't do anything for it on this question particularly, but maybe it could help. It should be 95 as a default though. Go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Explore. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, and then click your variable over to the other side, and then click on Statistics.
Okay.
And it should say 95% in there.
Okay.
Okay, and if that's good, then that shouldn't be.
Well, now let's see, what did it say now? For mean, I still have 97.7700.
Yeah, I'm not sure then.
I don't know.
I got 98.220 by using the quantitative inferential statistics on NXF.
Oh wait, is it the thing that says test value? Because that says 98.6.
Right. That's yes.
Oh, I thought you said that I was looking for mean.
Yeah, you are what we're looking to enter in here is mean, yeah. So it should be 98.22.
Oh, 98.22.
And Alex, you got 99.226.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gave me more spaces. It said 98.2255, and I just rounded it. So.
Okay.
Mine just says, it doesn't say under mean. It says 97.7700, but for t-test test value, it says 98.6.
Yeah, test value is what you put in when we first were going to make this table. Do you remember that? We put in the 98.6.
Never mind. Right.
So that's something a little different.
I'll figure this out later. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how I'm going to figure out how to do this for a test, because it does not make sense to me at all. Anyhow.
Yeah, well, and now that you've got the data set in there, if you go back, I think you should be.
Sorry, you're breaking up. You guys can probably hear each other just fine. Should I look?
I can hear you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So then,
Yeah,
what did you give
um,
for standard deviation in that then?
how did I what?
Your standard deviation, the S.
Um, I didn't get the standard deviation.
I wonder if you plugged in all the numbers correctly all the way down.
Yeah, I might not have. And
We lost
so,
Alex.
yeah, and I don't want to take a whole bunch more time, but I don't want to not know how to use this either. And I was reading, I had a file that I opened to check and everything, and so I'll just go through it real quick. I don't know why I'm pretty decent at, let's see, 99.6, 97, 98.4, 98.9, 99.1, 99.2, 97.4, 99.1, 96.9, 98.8, 99.9, 96.8, 97, 98.7, 97.6, 98.7, and 98.2. Yeah, that's what I have. I have everything else correct except for that one number that I had before that was wrong. So you said that it was descriptive statistics. Oh no, it was tables. No. You said compare means, and then you go to one sample t-test, or is it independent samples t-test?
One sample t-test for means? Mine looks a little...
Alex told me to click on, I can't remember whether it was independent samples t-test or one sample t-test.
One sample it should be, I believe.
Okay. And then I have that, and I have my test value is 98.6.
Yeah, sorry guys, my computer died, but I'm back now, and I'm glad the call didn't get interrupted. So.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh
no. Okay, so.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it, because.
Do you have it now then?
No, it's still wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong.
But yeah, Casey, what I was gonna say when my computer died is that if you go back and look through these after the call with the instructions and the readings, they're really good once you at least have the data in right, and that might help.
Well, I looked over the data and I have it right, but I just barely closed it and shut it down, the output part, and then I opened it back up again doing the one something t-test, the same thing that you told me to before, and it popped up with a different answer. So now I have 98.2200.
That's it.
So maybe I just needed to restart. I don't know. So that's what X bar is, so it's 98.22. Or wait, 3 decimal places.
So how did you get 220? That's what I got. And Alex, you got 226.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible that I might have entered my data in wrong now that I'm the one that's got something different. So I'll check on that, but I feel confident going with y'all's answer since both of you've got it.
98.220?
That's what I got. But once again,
okay.
I didn't tell, so I'm hoping I'm not showing you guys wrong.
No, that's what I got after I punched in the data, after I corrected that one mistake that I had, and after I looked it back up and everything. And so S, I'm looking for the standard deviation for S, right?
Yes, yes, you're looking for S. What did you get there?
So that's 0.922, that's what I got.
That's what I got as well. How about you, Alex? For number 7?
I think mine are all going to be off now. I got 0.915. So.
And you might be the only one doing this right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I don't know. I'm double checking right now. If you guys want to keep looking over, if you guys have similar answers, it makes a lot more sense that you guys would be right. So.
Okay, so then for your t-score, do you see that in? Do you see where that's
Yeah,
at?
I got negative 1.843.
I did too. Yep.
Okay, negative 1.843. So that would be the whole thing, right?
Yes. Yes. And then for number 9, I got 0.040 for the p-value.
I don't know where the p-value is.
Now yours is a little different than mine, but it should be in the box there.
It's called I do know that. They say I was just looking at it. It's called the SIG two-tailed.
Okay. I got 0.081.
And then you would divide that by 2 because it's a
Okay, 0.081 you divide by 2.
yeah.
Okay, 0.081 divided by 2. So I got 0.0405.
Right. So 0.0.
So basically 0.041.
Okay. So when my p-value in Excel like this is 0.04048. So when I go 3 places, I get 0.40.
Okay.
I wondered if yours took the 8 and rounded the 4 up to 5.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm going to put it in as what it says for the SPSS. And if I get it wrong, I'm just going to tell him that I listened to what he's told me to do. So, because he told me to do an SPSS, and if
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Unless the calculator, do you think the calculator would have rounded it differently? Let me see, hold on. Because in the SPSS it says 0.081, and then in the calculator all I did was divide it by 2, and I got 0.0405.
Got 0.0405.
Yeah.
That would make sense. So then what you really got was
0.041.
Oh, yeah. Let's see how the rounding. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like it definitely needs to be clarified what he wants us to be using in this, because it's just not very fair to have the directions say 2 different things.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and what he's told me is, because on the test I didn't know that the SAB file was for SPSS, and so I asked around and I asked him too, and he said that he would send me the Excel file so that I could use Excel, and it was after my test had ended and everything, and I didn't really understand how to do it, and I didn't get it, but he sent me the Excel file, and he said that it was fine for that particular test, but from then on I had to use SPSS. So he said that it is a requirement to have SPSS, and I needed to.
Okay, and that's great. And I totally believe him because he told us all to use SPSS. The instructions specifically say in the quiz part. So Alex, did you get there then?
yeah, I redid or entered the values in and got exactly what you guys are looking at. So 98.220 and then 0.922 and then t-value negative 1.843. And then my p-value is also 0.041.
Okay.
So we can just see what ends up working out better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind trying it here in a second, but
okay.
Well, he might have a little bit of variance in what it's allowed to accept. For all I know, I don't know.
Right.
Okay, number 10. Is that what we're on?
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Number 10. I have reject the null hypothesis.
Okay. So how did, since I couldn't do this one because I didn't have the numbers for the rest of the stuff, so why did you reject the null hypothesis?
Because the p-value was less than the alpha.
Okay.
So in lesson 9, section 4.4, and I could be completely wrong on this because it actually kind of looks it looks funny to reject the null hypothesis, but I have a hard time understanding that concept. But that's where I got that information. Lesson 9, section 4.4, we were taught that if p was less than the alpha, then we reject the null hypothesis. I don't know.
Was less than what did you say you would if the p was less than the alpha?
Yes. I
Okay.
don't know, Alex, if you have a different opinion.
Yeah, I thought it was the opposite way, and I know that it said it in this reading too. So I'm just looking at it real quick. If p-value is less than the alpha letter, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. So we reject it if it's less.
Okay. It doesn't look right with this problem. That's why I'm like, I don't know. But okay.
So we reject it for 10. Okay. All right. Moving right along. I'm questioning all of the work that I did now. I'm like, oh. And my computer, because I have a Mac, it won't let me just copy and paste in all those values. It's just a weird situation. I have to like manually type them all in. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, before you do all that work, Alex, let me tell you what I got, and we'll see how close we are.
Okay.
For number 11, I got 0.995.
Hold on. I'm just bringing it up right now. And for this one, I'm putting in. Am I keeping the 98.6 for the test value? Or
I know this is a different one, and so you're going to use the mean for this problem.
oh, so 40. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that you've got to find the.
Okay. So let's see.
Find the 40 is what it is. Yeah.
So I don't know. So what I got for. Well, I guess I don't even know. But for number 10, you got that from section 9, and it said. So remind me what the alpha is again. Oh, the 0.05. Never mind. And I know what the p-value is because we found that in the two-tailed sig.
Yep.
Yeah, the sig two-tailed. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Now I remember. Okay, I know it's only been a few weeks, but my brain doesn't retain that stuff very well. Okay.
Okay, Deb, tell me what you got again for number 11.
11, I got 0.995.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what I got.
Now, Alex, on here for the significance of 0.01, where do I put that?
You don't need to put that in there at all. You're just going to look at it.
Okay, so I just look at what the p-value is, and so it's 0.995?
See
Yeah,
that?
and the reason it's 0.995 is because we're doing does not equal, it's not greater than or less than, so we don't need to divide it by 2. So,
Okay.
yeah, so it'll be,
it's not two-tailed. Oh, I remember that part. I remember. Okay.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
going to be exactly what it says in that output, the sig two-tailed.
Okay. And so if the alpha is greater than the p-value, it's not. It's less than the p-value, so we fail to reject the null hypothesis?
Yeah.
Fail. 12 is fail. Yep.
Okay. I was just trying to make sure that I understood what you guys were saying. So, if it's so for this kind of for the t-test stuff, if the alpha is greater than the p-value, you reject the null hypothesis.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Okay. So, and then number 13, this is, so we've got the less than sign there. And
Yeah, so what do I do if that's the case? So I put,
so we're using the same data set. So since it's going to be a single-tailed now, we're just going to divide that 0.995 by 2.
okay, 0.995 by 2. So if it's either greater than or less than, we divide by 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
So,
it said basically what you're doing is just getting one tail, and so since they're going to be equal relatively, then so you just divide the amount by the total amount by 2.
okay, so it decreased.
So for the p-value for that, I got 0.5, which means it decreased, right?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yes.
Okay.
And on this one, we still failed to reject. Oh, no, wait.
Yep. Because
Failed
our
to
alpha
reject.
hasn't changed yet. Our alpha didn't change, so the p-value.
Yeah, okay. Because I was like, wait, we got similar number before, but that was when it was 0.05. Got it.
So we
Oh,
failed, right? Is that
yeah, so we failed to reject the hypothesis. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
So on question 15, the wider one is going to be question 13.
Confidence level wider.
Confidence interval.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look back at that one. I didn't get the answer on that one, but that does sound like it would be so. Did you actually plug it into your Excel, Deb, and figure that out, or are you just doing it based on the?
About it because question 13, it's a one tail.
Right.
So it's going to be wider, right? Versus 11 was tails on both sides, so it cut it down.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if it's two-tailed, then it's going to be it's going to be wider. I mean, then it's going to be narrower than if it's one-tailed?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So, okay. Moment of truth.
We got 15 wrong. The number 15, not all 15.
Oh.
What did I do wrong with that?
They are the same, it says. The only thing I can think on that is that it didn't really tell us the confidence level to interval to. I'll have to look back at that.
That is, I don't know how it could be the same though.
Because the confidence interval. Okay, well I'll look back at that.
You know what? I'm going to submit mine, and I know I'm going to get it wrong, but because I told you it's wrong, it's not fair for me to change it. So I'm going to submit mine wrong. And I am so sorry that I missed it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, I wish I would have looked into. I should have looked into it more, but it's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that.
Wrong.
I submitted mine with Alex. So basically whenever she did, I submitted mine.
All right, we're all in the same boat.
So am I off on my confidence interval? It should be wider for 13 than 11. I'm sorry. I can't wrap my head around a different answer. That they're the same, is that what it's saying?
Yeah, it says they're the same. Is the correct answer.
I see a whole bunch of, there's a whole bunch of stuff at the very end of the reading that talks about confidence intervals, but I don't completely understand what it's talking about. Like in the pink box, it has a little bit about confidence intervals, and then And then right before the pink box, it answers the following question. It has a little bit, and then I don't know. It doesn't look like that's really anything to do with.
The only thing that I can think is that the reason they keep the same is because we would just use the default confidence interval. So 95% is the default, and it didn't give us anything different for either question.
Oh, that's true.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Oh, tricky.
That was tricky.
That was.
Because it
Alrighty.
just doesn't talk about it in the question at all, and then throw that in there. Okay.
So, Alex, how all the other ones, they're not all going to be t-tests. How will I know which one? Is it always under analyze, and I just have to look at?
You know, the specific instructions for each one are in the readings for the chapter, but I found that you can find most everything that you need under analyze, descriptive statistics,
Okay.
and then explore. I think that's what pretty much everything else that I've done has been under that.
Okay, so everything but this has been under explore, except for the t-tests.
And
Okay.
so if you just put the variables over into the dependent list and then click OK, it'll shoot out like the mean,
Everything.
the confident, like a big old list of everything you need.
Awesome. That was very helpful. I was stumped for quite a while. I was like, what do you want from me? And I kept on like trying to look it up, and I kept on putting equals, square root, equals, standard deviation, equals, and I'm just like, what is wrong with this? I know how to work Excel.
Well, and I guess the question that we should be asking all the time, regardless if not to.
I'm never going to use SPSS. Like, in my major, I'm going to be in ecology. I'm an ecology major, so I'm going to work with wildlife and fisheries stuff. I've never even heard of SPSS, and I work with people that have to do statistics stuff all the time. They use R, and they use Excel. And once in a while, they use, what's it called? I don't know, there's one other one that they use, but I've never heard of SPSS, so I will never have to use this. And I'm just like, why are you teaching me in SPSS? I'm never going to have to know this.
But I do think that he mentioned that, I think he also said exactly what you're saying. In the industry, they don't really use it as much, but we're going to have to use it for another class, and that's why we need to learn it in this one. Right.
Oh, really?
Huh,
interesting. Alrighty.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Oh, at least I am set for the quizzes this weekend, because if I have to use SPSS for the weekend, I can. So I'm pretty excited about that, because, yeah, now I actually can do what I'm supposed to.
Good. Stacy, I enjoyed watching your little light up on your ceiling. That's all we've seen of you.
I'm sorry, the screen was in my way, and I couldn't. I'm sorry, the screen was in my way because I have two different screens, and so I pushed it down so that I could see the numbers that I was typing. I was like, oh, that's why I typed in the wrong number. It's because I'm pretty good at 10 key, but that's why I got that one wrong, was because I wasn't looking at the screen. I wasn't looking at anything. I was looking at the other screen that had the numbers on it that I was supposed to type in. And so I wasn't looking at the screen that I actually had typed the numbers in, but I was looking at the other screen. So I pushed it down and to check my numbers, and I forgot about it. So that's why. Well, have a good weekend. And it's President's Day on Monday, and I don't know if you guys are, probably neither of you are on campus, but I am, and I don't have any classes on Monday. I'm so excited.
We'll enjoy it. Us in the work world, we don't get it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. But have a great weekend, and happy Valentine's Day.
You.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.